Welcome back to For Real. My name's Claire and I live with my husband Jeremy in Siem Reap, Cambodia. In this video, I'm going to be talking about money. Many expats living in Cambodia receive their income from their home country. For example, you might be retired and receiving a US pension, or maybe you're making money from investment properties in the UK. Either way, you need to get that money from your home country into Cambodia so you can pay your bills. But how to do this? There are so many options and it can be really confusing as there are lots of different variables to consider, such as fees in your home country, fees in Cambodia, differing exchange rates, time considerations, safety, and many other things. I've noticed a lot of discussion on forums recently and in Facebook groups with people asking what is the best, fastest, and most affordable way to bring money into Cambodia. And that's why I decided to make this video. I'm going to show you how we do this using Remitly and explain why we choose to do it that way. But first, a few disclaimers. Our funds are coming from Australia and the way we do things might not work for you depending on where you're from. Also, we have an ABA account and having this set up is crucial to the process I'm going to describe here. I'll talk about doing this without an ABA account later. It is possible, but it just changes some of the steps a little bit. First up though, let's talk about rates and fees. So exciting! The first thing we need to do is get an independent idea of the current exchange rate. How can we know if we're getting a good deal if we don't even know what the benchmark is? So for this task, xe.com is our friend. This is how we find out how many USDs an Aussie dollar will buy. At the time of making this video, 1 Australian dollar buys 0.669 of a US dollar. So let's say 67 cents. I've just opened Remitly and I can see that their current rate is 65 cents. So that's less than 2 cents below XE's rate. And we've consistently found a maximum of 2 cents difference each time we've transferred this way. So 2 cents between XE's rate and the rate that Remitly is offering for a transfer. If you're looking at a transfer of 2,999 Australian dollars, the exchange rate cost is just under 60 Australian dollars or 40 US dollars. We also need to consider the fees though. Remitly charges a flat fee of $7.99 Australian, meaning that this fee remains the same whether you send $100 or $5,000. So the total cost for transferring 2,999 Australian dollars with Remitly is 68 Australian dollars or 45 USD. You might wonder why we are looking at a transfer amount of 2,999 Australian dollars. Well, there is a reason for that. Remitly requires additional identification and verifications for transactions over 3,000 Australian dollars. Check this for your country and see what the limitations are there. But what if you're already in the US? Your situation using Remitly is a little bit different because obviously you don't need to worry about exchanging USD into USD. So in your case, Remitly charges a fee based on the amount you're sending. For example, if you send $1,000, the fee is 17 US dollars. If you send $3,000, the fee is 25. $5,000, it's 34. So you can see there is an economy of scale there if you're transferring from the US, and it is cheaper for you to transfer than it is for us. Our transaction of 2,999 Australian dollars, which is around 2,000 US dollars, costs us 45 USD, whereas the same amount would cost you only $21. So you're getting a much better deal than we are. Now that boring stuff is out of the way, let's move on to more boring stuff. This kind of thing is not my strong suit and I really don't enjoy trying to understand it. This is more Jeremy's realm, but do not fear. He has put the For Real seal of approval onto all of this information. I'm going to get right down to the basics here and take you through an explanation of each step. I'll show you how we transfer money from our Australian bank account, which is ANZ, to our ABA account in Cambodia using Remitly. Once you get to the receiving end of the money transfer process, you might notice that Remitly suddenly changes into RIA. Why is that? They're two different companies, but this happens because Remitly is in a partnership with RIA and it uses RIA's agent locations in Cambodia and around the world. So, to get things clear, here's a flowchart of the players in this process. We have ANZ, Remitly, and RIA, and the funds ending up down in ABA at the end. All right, let's get to the steps of this actual process. Step number 1, download the Remitly app. Make an account and add the details of your home country bank account. Step number 2, when you're ready to do the transfer, open the Remitly app, See the rate at the top of the page. If it's your first transfer, you won't see this because it remembers from previous transfers. Tap Send Money. Step 3, select Cash Pickup. Now this might seem counterintuitive because we're putting it into an ABA account, but bear with me here. Step 4, enter the amount you want to send. You'll see a summary showing all of the details of the transaction. Step 5, select the payment method. You can use a pre-filled card or add a different one. It will ask for the card's CVV number at this stage, so have it handy if you're doing that. Step 6, you'll see another summary screen. There will also now be a blue box that says Our Delivery Promise, Money Available By, and there'll be a date and time displayed. Tap Send Money and you'll see a waiting screen. Then it will flick to the next waiting screen. Make a note of the 11-digit reference number that you see when you get to this point. Step 7. Next you will see a screen with a progress bar. When it progresses to ABA, you can close a Remitly app and open the ABA app and tap Transfers. Step 8, select International Transfers. Step 9, Remitly isn't there, but don't worry, this is where you now look for RIA. Tap on RIA. Step number 10, tap Receive Money. Step 11, enter the 11-digit code. Step 12, select the account you want the money to go into. Agree to the terms and conditions and tap on Deposit. Step 13, in the Relationship to Sender box, select Myself. In the Purpose of Transaction box, select Personal Need or Expense and tap Deposit. Step 14, tap Confirm and you'll be taken to the Deposit Completed screen. You can go to your account and you'll see the funds sitting there and the transaction is done. I actually timed this entire process last time I did it, and it took under 3 minutes from the start of the process to the money sitting in my ABA account, and that's pretty incredible. That is one of the reasons that we use Remitly, is because it's immediate. You don't have to wait days on end, not knowing where your money is and having to constantly worry about whether it's going to arrive, has it arrived. This is all done and dusted in 3 minutes and you can get on with doing what you need to do. You can complete the same process without an ABA account, but the last part where I opened the ABA app and transferred the money from RIA into my account would be replaced by you going into an ABA branch, filling in a form, showing your passport, and then receiving a wad of cash over the counter. While we're talking about money, there are a few other things I'd like to mention. Our ABA account is in USD. However, we only ever withdraw Riel, meaning the only cash we ever have in Cambodia is Riel. USD is the currency used for rent, to buy groceries at the supermarket, to pay for meals and drinks, but we do all of that through the ABA app and not with cash. We never use actual USD cash in Cambodia. Hello. When withdrawing cash from an ABA ATM, you can choose USD or Riel. If you get a job in Cambodia, you'll have to open a payroll account. This is just a bit of extra information that I thought I'd throw in at the end. And that has to be at the same bank where your employer does its banking. That's the way it is. And if they use a second-rate bank that has a rubbish app, unfortunately, you're stuck with it. I would advise opening an ABA account and transferring your pay into there every time you're paid. If you're lucky though, your employer will bank with ABA and you'll be able to see both your payroll account and your transaction account in the app. Payroll accounts have limited functionality and you definitely need a regular account as well. I'd like to hear about how you transfer money if you're in Cambodia. How have you done it in the past? Do you use one of those cards that has no fees? There must be some catch with that, but I'm not sure what it is. Share your knowledge in the comments section below and we'll have a good fun conversation about boring old money. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.